What's going on, guys? This is Joe. I am back once again for an Ixalan draft. We open some interesting stuff. I don't know how I feel about Arguel's Bloodfast. I don't think that it's that good. I don't necessarily want to be going to 5 or less life in a format with big, scary, tramply dinos and some faster removal or burn spells and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Rigging Runner. It's okay, but you want to play it on turn 1 because it's got red, but it's got a raid ability, so you can't. Atsakan Archer is okay. It's only a 1/4, so if you're playing against a Dino deck, its fight ability isn't good. And then there's Lightning Rig Crew, which would put us in Pirates. I mean, I've always liked effects like this, and I think that's what I'm going to pick. I don't know if we're going to get enough Pirates. We will obviously have to see. Okay, apparently I picked Arguel's Bloodfast. Well, that's just fantastic. But we follow it up with a Lightning Strike. That would have been cool if we'd actually gotten the pick that we wanted. There's also a Contract Killing or a Deathless Ancient. Those cards are fine. I think I'm going to go with the Lightning Strike. We may have just put... I don't know that the person would have picked up the red card there. So I'm going to take the Lightning Strike here. I'm taking this Bloodfast out of my deck. That's annoying. There's a Growing Rites of Ixalan. That card's fine. I think the issue with it is you need kind of mana sinks, but I think I'm still going to take it. I'm not a fan of Raider's Wake. I think Siren Storm Tamer is a fine card, but it's just a 1/1 for 1. Like, the countering is fine. I like Tishana's Wayfinder as well. Hopefully that comes back, although I would doubt it. And in red, Fathomfleet Firebrand is fine, but it's not a better pick than the Growing Rites of Ixalan. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. With the Growing Rites, though, I'm going to hope for some dinos, because that's kind of what we're looking for now. This card's fine, but I don't know that we're necessarily in Merfolk yet. There's also a Thrash of Raptors. That card goes well with both things here because, like I said, the Growing Rites wants dinos, and Lightning Strike is in red, and this is a dino in red. So I think that's a fine pickup. I'm not a huge fan of the vehicles in general. 5 mana, 4/6 Vigilance Crew 2 is okay. I don't mind Crash the Ramparts here either. Vineshaper Mystic's not bad, but like I said, I don't know about Merfolk for us, so I'm going to go with Thrash of Raptors here. Okay, I don't know about Sunbird's Invocation. I don't think we're a spells deck, really. I mean, we've already got the Lightning Strike, but still, especially with this, Lightning Strike is 2 mana. We'd only be able to find something for 1 mana, which could be this, like, Ryle or something. I also don't really like Makeshift Munitions, because then we have to be sacrificing artifacts or creatures. This wants to be in the pirate deck where you're making tons of treasure. But unfortunately, there's not really a lot here for us. Ryle's like the best pick for us. Maybe this Ixali's Diviner, but that's not really good either. Although, to be fair, otherwise, besides that, like, there's the Depths of Desire, which is a fine card. Pirate's Prize is okay, and Queen's Agent's okay. So I think I'll take the Ixali's Diviner. There's really not a lot that was really good there. I don't mind Brazen Buccaneers. I think that's a fine card. Pterodon Knight's okay, but we're kind of in green-red right now. And Brazen Buccaneers, I think, is just a fine card. Anything with Explorer on it, I think, is good. This might be a little expensive for a 2/2 haste that could be a 3/3 or could get me a land. But still, I think it's not bad. It can kind of come out and surprise your opponent on turn 4. There's another Brazen Buccaneers. There's a Deep Root Champion and a Deep Root Warrior and a Headstrong Brute. I mean, I feel like we're in the right colors. That's a good thing. The problem is right now, in terms of non-creature spells, we have 2. We have Lightning Strike and the Growing Rites of Ixalan. And otherwise, it's a 1/1 for 2. There's also, like I said, the other Brazen Buccaneers. There's a Headstrong Brute. We only have one other Pirate, and otherwise it's just a 3/3 that can't block for 3. And Swashbuckling is not really that good either. This is an annoying pick. I'm going to go with the Deep Root Warrior. Get some early pressure. Okay, there's a Nest Robber or a Jungle Delver. I'm fine with either of these. Direfleet Interloper is not terrible, but it's also not amazing. But just keeping my eyes out for anything that kind of signals a different color is kind of open, and I'm not really seeing it. Jungle Delver is that example, or it's the worst example, I think, but it's an example of a mana sink. But it's a 1/1 for 1. This Nest Robber's a 2/1 with haste. I think I'll go with the Jungle Delver. That's a kind of a tough choice, but I think I'm going to go with the Jungle Delver here. It can maybe get in for a point early and then kind of do some stuff late. Dual Shot's not bad, but I think Grazing Whiptail is better. We're not super aggressive right now with this deck, and so I think the Whiptail is fine. Demolish is nothing. Dual Shot's not bad, but we don't have anything within Rage yet, so I'll go with the Whiptail. Okay, there's a Blossom Dryad. There's also a Blightkeeper, which I like. I don't think it's, a signal that black is open by any means. I think Blossom Dryad's fine. I think it's better than the Ancient Brontodon. And then there's the Pillar of Origins, but we've kind of got like 3 or 4 creature types already, so I'll just go with the Blossom Dryad. Tishana's Wayfinder came back. That's actually kind of a surprise to me. I mean, I said it because the card's really good, but I didn't actually expect it to come back because it's really good. But I'm taking it happily. Probably won't play it, but I'll take it. Yeah, same thing. And the and the Brontodon. I might board it in if we find that, Growing Rites of Itlimoc is sitting there doing nothing once it flips. Okay. So here's kind of a tougher choice. Right now we only have 2 creatures that explore, although this card is insane. There's the Raging Swordtooth, which is pretty much exactly what we want to do. I don't think that we can... The question is if we want to risk it coming back, and I don't think we do, despite how much green and red was open. I think this card's just really good. 5 mana, 5/5 trample is great, and it's in both of, it's just in the 2 colors that we are in right now. This pack's really good for us. Tillinolly Skin Shifter is good. I had really good play with it in Sealed. I haven't used it in Draft yet, although I've heard some people kind of talking down on it because if you draw it and you have no other creatures in hand, it's just a really bad 0/1 with haste for 3. So I think the Swordtooth is much better. I like Ravenous Daggertooth. I like the Pyromaster here. I like Pyromancer, excuse me. I like Brazen Buccaneers. I like the Walker. But I think Raging Swordtooth, like I said, is exactly what we want to do. And I really don't want to risk it not coming back. So I think I'm just going to take it. Okay. Well, Bellowing Aegisaur is sweet, but not for our deck, unfortunately. Now, the question is, do we want another Thrash of Raptors at 4 or a Daggertooth at 3? They're both great cards. I think the Daggertooth came back kind of late earlier, or no? I'm misremembering. I think the Thrash did. I'm going to take the Daggertooth. It's a little bit cheaper. It's a good blocker. It has Enrage. The Thrash of Raptors is a good attacker, and I'm hoping that the Thrash comes back. If it doesn't, I'll take another Deep Root Warrior, maybe the Wily Goblin, but I think that the Daggertooth is better here for us. Okay, there's a lot of Blightkeepers going around. I actually like that card a lot. The only card in here for us, besides this Foil Mountain, is the Spike-tailed Ceratops, although I'm not upset with the Spike-tailed Ceratops at all. But otherwise... It looks like a lot has been... I mean, I wouldn't say a lot's been taken out of here. There's still 2 uncommons and a rare. But yeah, I'm going to take the Spike-tailed Ceratops. Okay, there's another Brazen Buccaneers, another Blossom Dryad. There's also a Sure Strike. There's also a Contract Killing. We've been seeing some okay black, but I don't think this card alone is a signal, especially with us having this deck right now. I think I'll take... the Sure Strike, since we already have one of each of these and they're not something where I'm like, oh man, I totally need another one of those. Like a fine combat trick like Sure Strike, I think would be just fine. I think it would work really nicely. Let's see what else we can get. I mean, something higher end for the growing rights, and we have the one Blossom Dryad as well. That might be kind of nice to see. Sky Terror. Wow. And Emissary of Sunrise. Those cards are great. Really, really good. I just don't know that we can splash white for... Oh, man. We saw some good dinos in white going around, too. The Sky Terror might come back. And if it does, I think that's a signal that we can try to splash white. For now, I think I'm going to take this other Thrash. There's also the Raptor Companion, too. That's not better than either of these outside uncommons here. But I'm going to take the Thrash. I assume Sky Terror will be gone by the time this pack comes back around. But right now, I don't see splashing white for just that card, although it is pretty damn good. Trove of Temptation or Colossal Dreadmaw. That's kind of an interesting pick. I think that even with the treasure that this gives us, I'd rather not get flooded by having this and the growing rights out, which means that our opponent is just incentivized to attack, attack, attack. So I think I'll just take the 6/6 trample for 6. There's an... Okay, well, I'm not going to do that. But there is a Pounce. I was going to say Dual Shot's fine, Commune is fine, but Pounce is better. It's exactly what we want for this deck. Get big, crazy dinos out, fight with them, then attack with them if they don't have other blockers out there that might make a difference. But the fact that there's another growing rights here is kind of funny. If it comes back around and neither of these is here, I'll take it, but we'll see. Okay, there's a Jade Guardian. We don't really have a lot of other merfolk. We have, what, 2, 3 more? It's not none, and it's better than the Fire Shrine Keeper that we already have one of in our sideboard, so I'll take it. It's also a 3/3 with hexproof if it has no other target, so that's not a terrible idea either. The Wild Growth Walker came back, so did the Daggertooth. We only have 2 cards with Explore. Is that what we said? The Diviner and the Wayfinder. Oh, and did I miss? No, this is a Dryad, of course. Okay, so I don't think the Walker works for us despite how good it is. I think I'm going to go with the Daggertooth. I don't think anybody's in Merfolk, though, because like Depths of Desire and the Wild Growth Walker is here. But I'm going to take another Daggertooth. I think that card's great. Over Hijack. I don't think Hijack is what we want to be doing. Okay, there's a Deeproot Warrior. I will take it. I'll be happy with it. I might cut one. There's a Mythic in this pack. Oh my goodness. It's a terrible Mythic. I mean, there's literally nothing here for us, so I guess I'll take this Foil Mountain for no reason. I'll take another Blossom Dryad. I don't know that I'll play both, but I'll take it. Here's the Raptor Companion. So this was the pack with the Menace flyer in it. So Raptor Companion goes in the sideboard. Trove of Temptation, I think, might also go in the sideboard. And the Growing Rights did not come back, which is not the worst thing in the world. Okay. Well, we got an Otepec Huntmaster. That's not terrible. There's also a Tempest Caller in this pack. We're not in blue, but that card's great. This pack's kind of bad for us. If Otepec Huntmaster wasn't here, this pack would be garbage for us. But thankfully, it is. Ryle's not bad. Another Sure Strike wouldn't be terrible, and I'm sure that'll come back around. But I think I'm going to just go with this Huntmaster. I think that's fine. We have enough dinos at high end that we can, if we get this 6/6 with Trample out on turn 5 and give it haste, like this card just pays major dividends. It's just not exactly what we want to be seeing. Oh, wow. This pack, on the other hand, is great for us. Okay, well, I guess we do hear what we talked about earlier, and we take the Ripjaw Raptor, hoping that the Sword Tooth comes back, because the Raptor is really good, and the Sword Tooth is in 2 colors that we are in, and so hopefully we've been deterring other people from being in both of those colors as well. Drover is also just fine. I have no issues with Drover, but it's not better than the Sword Tooth or the Raptor in our deck. So I'm going to take the Ripjaw Raptor here, and like I said, hope that the Sword Tooth comes back. Yeah, that was a sweet pack for us. This one, not so much. I mean, I'll take another Thrash. I don't know that we're playing 3, but the card's great. We are pretty heavy on dinos, so I like that. Okay. There's another Otepec Huntmaster. I think I'm going to take this one as well. I think Commune will probably come back. I don't think Angrass Marauders is what we want to be doing. It's 7 mana and we are kind of high-end heavy, but that's really tough. That's really tough. That's a really tough choice. I think... Wow. We don't have a lot of burn. We have like lightning strikes and stuff, but I think... Ugh. Damn. I think I'm going to go with the Huntmaster. It might not be the right choice. As always, let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm going to go with this Huntmaster and see how we do. Okay, there's another Pounce. Yeah, that was a real tough choice, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going with this Pounce over Rile and Demolish. Definitely Pounce. We got like 2 things with Enrage right now, which is not terrible, and that's kind of what Rile is for. But I think Pounce is better for us in this situation, because if we don't have one of the things with Enrage, we're just... This card's just dead, whereas this is great no matter what. Okay, there's another Jungle Delver, there's an Ixalan Archer, but there's also an Unfriendly Fire. And in this instance, I'm taking the Burn spell. Jungle Delver, like I said, is not the best version of this mana sink, but we haven't seen the best version of the mana sinks, which is fine. But I think I'm going to go with Unfriendly Fire over the Ixalan Archer. Okay, Suncrowned Hunters isn't bad. There's also the Wayfinder and the Grazing Whiptail, which I like, but we have one of each of those. We do not have this guy, and this is a nice payoff for dinosaurs as well. So I'm going to take that. There's a Daggertooth and another Thrash, I think because we have 3 Thrash of Raptors already, and 2 Ravenous Daggertooths. I guess we'll make it even with a 3rd Daggertooth. Plus, this is a lot of 4, so I'd rather have some more 3-drops. I think that's better for us. Sheltering Light's great, and Dinos wants those 3 colors, but I don't need to splash a 3rd color. We haven't seen a ton of white besides the Sky Terror. Okay, there's a Brontodon, which we're not taking, a Hijack, which we're probably not taking, and a Rile, which we might take. We've now gotten a 3rd card with Enrage, so yeah, I'll take Rile. There's a Spike-tailed Ceratops again, but the Drover came back, so I'm going to take the Drover. That's great. It's a low drop. It fixes our mana a little bit. The only card that we could play is this Sentinel, but I hate this card. So this card can go in the sideboard, definitely. I mean, Opt is good. None of these cards are cards that we're playing, but I'll take Opt. I'll take a no. Well, there are flip lands, I guess. This will be a sideboard card. And a Delver. Maybe we take it, or maybe we use it. Probably we don't. Well, I've said before that I thought a deck was good and I was trounced, but I think we're okay. The Swordtooth did not come back. That's something to notice, but we got the Raptor. It's 1 mana cheaper and it's still a fine card. So yeah, I'm not upset by the fact that the Swordtooth didn't come back. I think we made the proper choice in that pack. All right. Let's get rid of a Delver. Let's get rid of... I think we get rid of Ixali's Diviner. I think we get rid of... We might have to get rid of our Blossom Dryads. I don't know that we need to ramp that badly. Our top end is 6, which is not crazy. And we need to make some cuts anyway, so... I think Drover's fine. I think Deeproot Warrior's okay. It's a 2-mana 2/2. When it becomes blocked, it becomes a 3/3. So early on, it's fine. Daggertooths are great. Growing Rights is okay. It lets us look and find a creature and put it in our hand. And then later on, we can drop bigger stuff. But I may just get rid of it because, again, our top end is only 6. If we had gotten the 7-drop uncommon that you can tap 6 and make dinos over and over and over again, that would be a different story. If we had gotten the blue uncommon that lets you, or the green-blue uncommon Merfolk that lets you tap 4 to put a +1/+1 counter on things. That's kind of more what this card is looking for, and we saw literally neither of those. So for now, I'm going to take it out. I might put it back in. We'll see. If we find that we are low on mana and or creatures. There's also the Trove of Temptation if we wanted to put that in, but I don't see the need right now. Okay, so we need 4 more cuts. I would say, that's tough. I think we can take out, this is interesting. You know what? Let's group creatures separately. I know some people like to see what our spells versus creatures looks like, and as is typical for a Gruul Dino deck, we have very few spells and a lot of creatures, although the spells that we have I think are great. I might take out Ryle. I think we have enough ways of our creatures taking damage when being blocked or things like that that we don't need to be poking them to give them trample, plus a lot of our top-end stuff that we would want to have trample already has it. This one does not, and it has enrage, so that would be the ideal target, but still, or the Ripjaw Raptor. So maybe we put Ryle back in, maybe we don't. I think because I took out the Growing Rights, I'm going to take out the Jungle Delver as well, which kind of stinks because now we have no 1-drops. But I don't think that that is the worst thing in the world. I also think that we need to make 2 more cuts. We have 3 Ravenous Daggertooth and 3 Thrash of Raptors. So my instinct tells me to just take out one of each of those since we have so many of them. But we also have we have 2 Otepec Huntmasters, which make them all cheaper, as opposed to like the Jade Guardian, which is a 4-mana 3/3 hexproof. And I think if we come across somebody who is a little bit more interactive and has a lot of, removal spells and things like that, I mean, a 3/3 isn't really gonna do the job for us, but I still think that it's better to board that kind of a thing in as opposed to just having it in our deck to maybe be a 3/3 or to probably be a 3/3 unless it pumps the Wayfinder or the Deeproot Warriors. And then the only other, we have to make 1 more cut. So maybe we get rid of one. I really don't want to get rid of this card. I think this card's great. It's a 5/3 trample if we have dinos, which we're probably going to have dinos. That's tough. That's very tough. I think we take out Sure Strike. Probably wrong, but that's what I'm going with. We can always put it in if they're actually blocking profitably, but for now, I think we might just be able to run them over. With that being said, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red mana symbols, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna go with 10-7. 10-7, I think, is fine, but I think my instinct is if you're going to go 10-7, just go 9-8. It's not that much different, and you have 1 more red source in your deck to be able to cast some of your stuff. Plus, our top end here is double red, double green, a single red, a single green. Like, once we get up here, and down here, our 2s is, 2 red, 3 green, and then all the way down here, we've got 2 green and a red. So they're pretty even in terms of distribution. It's just once you get to the 3-drop slot that it's all green, and so that's kind of what pushes it over. But hopefully by the time we have 3 mana, we have 1 of each anyway. So I'm going to save this deck, and I'm going to start round 1 in just a second. All right, so we are back with round 1. There we go. We won the die roll. That's something. Okay, well, we have 1 mana. That's not incredible. With the Huntmaster, it's not the worst, but it means that we have to draw a land by turn 2, and we're on the play. So I think we have to mulligan. I hate mulliganing in this. Fine. We will keep this hand, and we will scry that to the top. We had 2 2-drops. I took the risk and got slightly rewarded. I mean, we don't really, we need another land for Daggertooth, another land, and it has to be red for Thrash. Yeah, we're not in an amazing position. But we'll see. They play nothing as well. That's cool. And we knew that we had the land there, so we can play the Deep Root here. I guess the Drover ramps us, which maybe I should have played that first. Yeah, that's all right. We'll see what we draw. Okay, so they're red-blue, but they play nothing. And we drew a third land, which is spectacular. So now we can play the Daggertooth, or we can get Thrash out on the next turn and then play Daggertooth later. Let's attack, see if they have some kind of a combat trick or a burn spell or something to deal with our creature. They do not. All right, so I'm going to play the Drover here. Once we play the Thrash, it would be a 3/3, but it won't matter because it'll be tapped because we'll have used it to play the Thrash unless we draw a mountain, which is a possibility. Okay, so they get a treasure. That is fine. If they're a third color that we're not aware of, it'll help them cast it, but otherwise they have a 1/4. We drew another Thrash. So neither of these creatures could attack even if we played a Dino, so we might as well just play out Thrash with the Drover, adding red. And for right now, it's a 3/3, but next turn when we play Daggertooth or the other Thrash, it will be a 5/3 with trample. No attacks from me. All right. That 1/4 was a really good blocker for me, at least for right now, or against me, I should say. But Thrash is good for me here. We just have to see what he follows it up with. A Fire Cannon Blast, which deals 3 damage because there's no raid. That is fine. So it dies. Little do they know we have another, but still. All right, they've ended their turn. We drew another Daggertooth. Not terrible. So let's... Second verse, same as the first. Let's just play out the Thrash of Raptors and pass. No attacks once again. Same thing. This is back to being a tapped 3/3 again. Okay, so they're playing Rowdy Crew. This card is terrible, in my opinion, of course. We'll see if, knowing my luck, they're going to draw amazingly well. Okay, so they're going to draw 3, discard 2 at random, and they have 5 cards in hand. So they're going to go up to 8 cards. They're going to discard down to 6. But if the 2 cards share a type, then this becomes a 5/5 with trample. And they discarded Windstrider and a Mountain, which were not the same card type. So they just have a 3/3 with trample, which will block the Thrash pretty well. They could, I guess, double block. Hey, we drew a land. All right, so let's attack. We have to play a Dino first, huh? For the Thrash to be worthwhile. So I guess we tap this for green. It doesn't really matter. Let's play out the Spike-tailed Ceratops. That's a good blocker for either of their creatures, but it also makes this a 5/3. If they want to trade off, I'm happy to trade off. They can take some damage. If they double block, that's fine too. I will kill the Rowdy Crew over the Sailor of Means because the Sailor can just die next turn. So that's totally fine. Yes. And that'll be our turn. Next turn, if we draw a land, we can play both Ravenous Daggertooth cards, or Ravenous Dagger Teeth, regardless. And they have Prosperous Pirates. They get 2 more treasures. They don't have anything yet that cares about having artifacts, but they might. That's definitely something that is a possibility. That's kind of what the pirate deck tries to do, is have artifacts out and then play cards that care if they have artifacts. Yeah, I assumed no attacks. What do we draw? A land. So we can play both Ravenous Daggertooth creatures. I think the question is, do we attack? And I think the answer is Yeah, this guy is a really good blocker, but I think for now, since their blocks would be really bad against it, I'm just going to attack with it. Because attacking is a thing that I want to do all the time. So, let's see if they block. They sure do. They double block. Well, I will kill the 3/4 first. It's just a better creature. That's fine. And then we get to play a Ravenous Daggertooth. And doesn't really matter, but a Ravenous Daggertooth. It's our entire hand, which is unfortunate, but we did mulligan, so... And they drew extra card. Well, they netted one extra card with Rowdy Crew. They got the Tillinolly Skin Shifter. See, this is what I was talking about. It can attack as a 1/4 right now, which is really bad for them. So, they're just passing. Okay, well, this deals 4 damage to target creature or player. So I think if we... That's an interesting choice. It's an instant as well, so... They have 3 cards in hand and like 1,000,000 mana. If we use it now, we can kill their 1/4 and attack out with everything. This thing would have haste, but they would have to... Whatever they played would also have to have haste. So I think that we're going to use Unfriendly Fire on a Sailor of Means, which feels bad. But since none of our creatures can kill 4 toughness right now, I think that's our best play. And we're also not using it as an instant, which also feels bad. But I think it's our best way of getting through with damage. Okay, it worked. So, let's go to combat and attack with all creatures, please. Yes. Do they block at all? They don't. They go to 5. They better have something good. They totally could. They've got, I don't know, every land ever made in Magic. Okay. Well, there we go. They showed their hand. That sucks. Yeah, they sure did have every land ever made in Magic. That is rough. All right, well, we didn't really see a lot from them. We saw that they can make mana. That's something that we saw. We saw that they have pirates. That's also something. They weren't interactive. They weren't heavily blocking, but I guess Sure Strike could be good against them. But I don't know that it's... maybe it's better than a Deeproot Warrior. Against them in particular, I think. We'll swap out a 2-drop for a 2-drop. We'll take out the Deeproot Warrior, put in the Sure Strike. I think that would work out pretty well for us. They did have those 2/4 toughness guys, and so getting something over the top and giving it first strike, so even if they like double blocked or something, I think that's okay for us. That was rough for them. I mean, we mulliganed, but they kept that terrible hand, or had that terrible hand. I don't know that they kept it, but see, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. We again have 1 red. We again have the Huntmaster. We have another 2-drop here, a 3-drop, which would be a 2-drop with this. But I can't do it. And of course, then fine. This one we'll keep. Do we have a land on top? Maybe. We're on the draw, so we have 2 opportunities. This goes on the bottom. Goodbye, 6-drop. We just need a land in the next 2 turns, and we'll be fine. And we drew a land. Perfect. So, Mountain Pass. If we draw a 2-drop next turn, that'd be even better. It almost doesn't matter what 2-drop, except for like Sure Strike, but I meant a 2-drop creature. Okay, so now they have a 1/2 flyer with no raid trigger. That's fine. We can pounce it later, get an enrage trigger and gain some life. And yeah, they'll be dealing a damage to us this turn. They're only in 1, or they only have 1 color right now, I should say. Yep, 1 damage happens. And that's it. Okay, wow. All right, well, we have lots of land, but thankfully we had a lot of cards in our hand to start with that warrant land, so I think we're okay here. We'll play the Daggertooth and pass. It's not like they don't know we have it. Or the second one. Still blue, no red. You can attack. It will happen. Sure. Okay, and they end their turn. All right, well, we have Brazen Buccaneers. That's actually pretty sweet. We can play it out and attack with both. I don't care about taking 1 damage every turn. I know Pounce would be a nice way to kill this, but I think it would be better to attack for 5 or 6 this turn. So let's do it. What do we get off of the Explore? Hopefully not a land. Oh, there. I don't... So it's exploring itself now? That's weird. So it's going to explore itself but not get the +1/+1 counter? I mean, I'm still going to keep it on top. So I'll know what I have next turn. That's fine. It's still a haste creature. I don't really understand. They're just delaying that for a turn, which, I mean, I guess that's tempo, plus they might just genuinely not have anything else to do because they only have blue. I just don't know. We'll see. Oh, okay. So yeah, they were probably tilting out because they had like really bad stuff in their hand. That was a really quick round 1. I don't know that this means that the deck is good. I think it just means that our opponent got really unlucky. They just disconnected. Okay, yeah, they like rage quit. That's unfortunate. I don't like winning that way. Of course, I'm happy that I won, but still. I will be back with round 2 in just a second. All right, we're back for round 2. Round 1 did not seemingly give us a lot of information, except that we don't get amazing opening hands, but this one is the best one we've gotten so far, so I'm going to keep it. They are gonna mulligan to 6? Yes, they are gonna mulligan to 6. Do they mulligan to 5? Do they mulligan to 5? They do not. Okay, well, they get to scry. Let's see what they do with it. They put it on the bottom. That's a good sign. All right, let's play this land and pass. Next turn we can have the Deep-Root Warrior. If we really need it, we have Lightning Strike, but I can't imagine they'd play something that we would necessitate it this early. And they don't. Okay, well, we have another Ravenous Daggertooth if we draw a 3rd land. That would be pretty sweet. Let's play this Deep-Root Warrior and pass. Okay, well, they're part white. We haven't faced white yet because red and blue was the only thing our first opponent had. Okay, so it's 2 brand new colors for us so far. Obviously, I mean, this round we've done other drafts before, but do they do anything for 2 mana? They're sure thinking about it. We do have a 6-drop. That's annoying. Because with 2 lands, this guy's going to be a while before he comes out. Okay, 2/2 Lifelinker is not bad. This will become a 3/3 and kill it if we attack and they block. We have another 5-drop. Well, that's unfortunate. We could also kill it with Lightning Strike, but it's an instant, so I think I'll just keep it back. And we'll attack and see what they do. If they try to attack us back, we can just Lightning Strike it. Like I said, we're not doing anything else this turn, so we just need a 3rd land. I mean, obviously, then we need 4th and 5th and etc., but we can start doing some stuff, hopefully. It was the best hand we had, and it only had 2 lands in it, and now we have to live with that, because apparently that's all we're going to get for a while. Okay. Well. Okay, so they're going to combat. They can sure go to combat, that's fine. Alright, they've attacked. Let's see if they have a response to Lightning Strike. Might have been a little early to use it, but for now it's literally all we have going on, so I'd rather effectively use our turn. And then if they want to do something to stop this, yeah, they can't. Okay. Well, they have 3 lands. I'm assuming they'll play something. They do. They play a Deadeye Tormentor. Raid. The attack did actually go off. I guess that's my fault. I have to discard a card. I guess I'll discard my 6-drop. Yep, because I'm not getting that land anytime soon. Hey, a Deeproot Warrior. Alright, well, let's attack first. If they block, well, they wouldn't block. That'd be very silly. Yeah. Because it would not be a trade. My creature would be a 3/3. Okay, well, if we were going to draw not a land, that is not the worst card we could have drawn. Our other 6-drop probably would have been the worst card we could have drawn. Alright, so they're going to go to combat as well. Yeah. I think we let them have this 2 damage. I'd rather attack for 4 next turn and have them both be 3/3s if blocked. We'll see what they play. I mean, they could just, you know, play like a 4/4 and then we're kind of screwed, but or a 4 power. Oh, they have a 3rd color. Okay. They play a 2/2 flyer that drains for 1. That sure happens. Okay, we're both at 17, and I drew a 3-drop. So, I guess we attack, because we can't block the flyer, and I'm not blocking this 2/2. I'd much rather just attack. Right now, the race is tied, since we both have 2/2s, at least for damage dealing, or for, you know, not being blocked. Yep. And unfortunately, that's my turn. 2 lands it is. Good thing I discarded that 6-drop. Okay. It sure is a race, but I assume that the deck that has lands wins it. That's just my guess. Okay. They're playing something. Another Bloodletter. Okay. So now it's 12-14. They've kind of pushed it in the other direction. We have a 3rd land. So the question is, do we Tishana's Wayfinder or do we Daggertooth? I'm pretty sure that we Wayfinder. Either way, I mean, obviously I'm hoping for a land here. I think I attack regardless. Again, can't block the flyers, and no matter what we play, we can easily block their 2/2 and be happy about it. So let's just attack with our 2/2s that can easily eat their flyer if they block, which means they're just not going to. Okay, and then we're playing our Wayfinder to explore and either get a 3/3, which can block their 2, or at least stop it from attacking, or get that land that we need to play this Whiptail to infinitely block their flyers. Okay. I guess this has to go in our graveyard. It's unfortunate, but I need lands because I need this Grazing Whiptail out to be able to stop those attackers. But now we have a 3/3 to stop this, and 1 more land gets us the blocker we need for the flyers. So I think we're okay. It's not the best position in the world, but it's not the worst. Unfortunately, this only says 1 damage to each other creature. Yes, you get to go to combat. Yep. Obviously not attacking with the 2/2. That's, or the non-flyer, I should say. They're all 2/2s. Are you debating attacking with this guy? Okay. I'll block. I'm gonna hope to get the land, but even if I don't, I have Dagger Teeth for a while. I'll make you waste a burn spell or a combat trick or something. Because it's not for raid purposes. Yeah, that's why. That's fine. It's a 4/4. You got me. 3 lands left for the rest of their turn. And they get 2/1 vampires with lifelink. Well, now this Raging Swordtooth seems great. We still need 2 turns and 2 lands, or that. Well, Pounce to get rid of one of these guys would be nice. It is an instant, so that's a thing. Let's attack and see what happens. Because it's an instant, so we can do it in response to if they decide to double block with the vampires, for example. I assume that's what they're debating now. Because either they spread out their blocks or they double block. Or they don't block at all, I guess. They go to 6? Okay. Do we lose? If they attack with their 2 if they attack with everything, it's 2, 4, 6, 8. It's an exactly 8. So our Pounce will save us. Yeah, we're going to have to hope for that. I'm not super optimistic, but anything is possible. We'll take 6 at that point and go to 2. I assume just everything comes in. That's fine. And so then what we do is we pounce this against one of the flyers for 2. That's all we can do. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and go to 2 unless they have something else. Okay. That let us live for a turn. They gain 2 life in the process. They are playing a Bishop Soldier. Okay. That's not good. Oh. And an Adanto Vanguard. Well, they won't profitably be able to pay the 4 life, but... Okay. Well, now I'm pretty sure we lose. If we block... If we leave both of these guys back, we block and block, we gain 2 life and then lose 2 life and lose 2, so we lose. All right, so we can concede and go to a game with more than 3 lands by turn 8. That's unfortunate. All right, they had a lot of flyers. That's a thing. They weren't super interactive, so we don't have to worry about playing our Jade Guardian, but we could put in Sure Strike, but I think our Deeproot Warriors did really well. I mean, I know last time we took out a Deeproot Warrior and put in a Sure Strike, but they weren't doing much blocking, and we weren't either. So I think we just run it back. I mean... we kind of land screwed and we still did pretty okay. So let's see how we do if we hopefully, fingers crossed, actually get some lands. Because I think this is a good matchup for us. We just have to have land. If we had 3 lands by turn 8 and we still brought them down to 8, I think that's pretty good. And they're in 3 colors. They did mulligan, their deck didn't seem to have fixing of any kind. They're just kind of hoping for the natural 3 mana and having it all. So, does this work? Yeah. I'll take out a foil and put in a non-foil. Why not? I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. Always cooler. Online it's not as cool, but I will be on the play, yes, and hopefully draw a hand that's worthwhile. This feels oddly reminiscent of our last game, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a glutton for punishment, if nothing else. So, hopefully, I get to draw at least 1 more land this game, and then I think I'll be okay. Okay, they are doing a very similar... Yeah, that's it. We're good. That's all I needed to see. Obviously, I would love a 4th, but... Tishana's Wayfinder helps us get there. Okay, so they have their Adonto Vanguard. When it attacks, it's a 3/1. We can block with our Dagger Tooth. They can pay 4 life to give it indestructible if they really want to. All right, well, of course, now we draw the 2-drop. That's fine. Let's play a Dagger Tooth first. It's a good blocker. I don't mind throwing it away. I'll gain 2 life in the process. I can Wayfinder later, maybe get the land. Who knows? Although, I guess if we draw a land, it might be better to Ripjaw Raptor next turn. Yeah, I'll block. I'll make you pay 4 life, sure. Yes, please. I'll gain 2. And you lose 4. Seems like a fine exchange for me. Yep. Okay. They only have white. So as I mentioned, unless they somehow took it out, the other 2 colors, or one of the other 2 colors. Okay, so we drew a 4-drop, which is unfortunate, but a land will come eventually. Let's play the other Dagger Tooth and see what they do now. They'll both be 3/1s, but I'm going to block the one that would make them lose 4 life to save it. I'll happily go to 19 if it's in exchange for them possibly going to 12. Sure. Let's do it. Same thing. Did they pay the 4? They did have some lifelink. Yeah, they do. That's great. 19 to 12. I like it. Oh. Okay. Did I do the math wrong? Yeah, I guess I did. Because I gained the 2 life. I forgot. Alright, so we draw another 4-drop. That's annoying, but not the worst. I think we drop the deeper. I guess the problem is if we Wayfinder and just get the land, then Tishana's Wayfinder is the perfect blocker here. But if we drop the Deep-Root Warrior, it's just a fine blocker. But if this is a 3/3, then we're kind of throwing it away blocking one of these guys. I still think I have to do it. I have so many 4-drops in hand now. And the Grazing Whiptail is clearly the ideal blocker for everything on here right now. Although, actually, to be fair, I'm sorry, the Ripjaw Raptor is. Okay, so there's the land. Well, they saw it, so I might as well play it. And end my turn. That's all I've got now. But, yeah, next turn we play the Raptor, and I'll feel pretty good about it. Because either of these blocks by the Raptor would be great. And like I said, Tishana's Wayfinder blocking is fantastic. I probably will still block the thing that makes them lose 4 life. If they want to save it, of course. Sometimes I say things incorrectly, but I do know what that card does. They can pay 4 life to give it indestructible. And I'm going to make them do it each and every time. This time I don't gain 2 life. Okay, so that's fine. It doesn't deal us any more damage. I'm happy to get a card out of their hand. I mean, they're kind of land screwed themselves. So we take some damage, and that's the end of their turn. Yeah, so we're doing much better than they are right now. Let's... Yeah, I mean, I guess we play the Raptor here. And see what they do. And we'll keep up a green, because blocking with this guy would be great for us. And I'm more than happy to block either of these, but again, pretty sure I'm just going to keep my same strategy of blocking the 3/1. If they can kill it somehow with a combat trick or something, at least I will draw 1 card out of it, and that's totally fine with me. Let's see. Yep, they have another one. That's totally fine. No complaints. I have blockers all day at 4-drop, at the 4 slot, or a hasty attacker. So that's fine. Not a problem. We draw Unfriendly Fire, which can deal it to them. Good to know. And we have the 5. So let's go with the 4-drop, or a 4-drop, and play the Grazing Whiptail. Eventually, hopefully, we can stop them from attacking before they get other lands, although that moment should be rapidly approaching, but we'll see. Yeah, there's their 4th, but it's still a white. They do not attack. Well, we found it. We found the moment where they stop attacking. And now we can play Deep-Root Warrior and something else. So let's... They're at 12, and they don't know that we have the ability to deal them 4 damage. So let's tap 4 for the Brazen Buccaneers. We can explore, and we get a land. That's okay. Obviously, I would have rather had it have an extra power, but that's fine. Let's go to combat, and I'm just going to attack with the 2 that can. See if and how they block. Sure. So they take 3, go to 9. So they're at a virtual 5 right now, which is good for us. They have 1 creature, but again, they have 4 lands, 7 cards in hand. We have a dino on the field and 2 trampoly dinos. Here's a black for them. That's probably worse for us. Okay. What do you got? If they attack, I will block. At least if they only attack here. They're playing something. Okay. So they're giving it +2/+2 and lifelink, which means that it's a 3/3 lifelink, and when it attacks, yeah, it just becomes a 5/3 lifelink. Alright, so they're going to gain 5 life, which is kind of crappy, but we can kill it and then attack them for 5. They'll go back down to 9. Yeah, I'm not going to block. If they're going to double up on 1 creature. Unfortunately, we didn't have the mana open now. That would have been the best, but that's fine. Ooh, we have Pounce as well. Well, would you look at that? And right now it's only a 3/3. Oh, but they'll gain 3 life in the process? That's a lot tougher. I think it's better to Pounce here. You know what? Let's attack first. With both. They could have another Vampire's Zeal, which would be bad for me. But let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 and play a Thrash of Raptors. Put a little bit more pressure on them. And then the Thrash of Raptors, I think I would still use the Whiptail as the Pounce target. Like I said, they'll gain 3 life, but it gets their creature off the field, especially if they immediately go to attacks. Tense. 6 cards in hand. They've been land screwed, but they're kind of getting it back. They are going to combat. Okay, so let's Pounce the Grazing Whiptail on the Adanto Vanguard, tapping 2. Let's see if it works. So they have a third Vampire's Zeal. Do they? Okay. That's fine. It becomes indestructible, but they're going to gain 5 too. That kind of sucks. Alright, well. And it's indestructible until end of turn, so there's no reason for me to block. I go to 5, they go to 13. But I might be able to kill them on a crackback. Yeah. If they play nothing, I doubt they play nothing. That's rough. Okay. So they drain for 1. So they have a flyer. Problem is if this Vanguard gets in, we just lose. So... Oh, but I have the Grazing Whiptail as a blocker for the flyer. So... they'd have to pay another 4 life, which would bring them to 10. We attack for 10. They block the Grazing Whiptail, presumably. If they block the Grazing Whiptail here, they take 7. If they block here, they take 8. So they're presumably going to block here. And they take 7 plus 4 if they don't stop this. And then... that's crazy. Okay. Or we keep... Alright, I think we have to unfriendly fire now. That's a tough one. Because they're just going to gain 5 life next turn if they get to attack. But they can pay 4 life at any time to make it indestructible, which again brings them down to 10. But then I don't know that we can kill them. I mean, we attack them for 10, so they have to block. But then they attack for 5 next turn and kill us. So we just lose no matter what. That sucks. Alright, let's attack first. We have to hope that they make a mistake, because it's our only way of winning. Have to hope they make a mistake. We have to attack with all creatures. If they don't block, we win with unfriendly fire. Oh. Well, yeah, no, because they're at 14, which means... Yeah. I was going to say, we could have unfriendly fired their blocker, but then they would take 10, go to 4, and just kill us. So, okay. So they block there. They take 7. All right. So I guess I play the Thrash here and block with it. They'll gain 5 in the process, but we won't lose. And now that they're at 7, yeah, I mean, unfriendly fire is like, unfortunately, a low amount of damage. But this is lethal, so they'll have to pay the 4 to save it. If we had 1 more mana, we could make them pay for it. With this on the stack, we just kill them with unfriendly fire, and they just got their 3rd land. That sucks. 1 more land, and we would have won right here. Because, again, presumably they attack, we block. They pay the 4, go to 3, and then we kill them with this. but we're still alive, so that is still a possibility for a later turn. They play Unfriendly Fire on us. Don't use my own tactic against me. So uncool. All right. They did it. All right, we will be back for that. That was a good. That was a good game, good match. I liked that quite a bit. We'll be back with round 3 in just a second. All right, we are back for round 3, and we have this as our opening hand. They chose to go first. We are clearly going to mulligan. They got to keep 7, and this is okay. I think this is okay. We'll keep this one. And sure, we'll keep it on top. Hopefully now we don't get flooded, but at least we can play Drover on 2, Daggertooth on 3, and they have a Prying Blade. Great. They get a treasure if they deal damage to us. Okay. But what is it to equip? 2. So yeah, it's gonna take them a little while. Okay. All right. That's a fine card. We might take some damage in the process, but I'm going to play Drover first. They can equip this, attack with it, and they'll get some treasure, because... Oh. Okay. Well, that's fine. We have land, so we'll just play the Daggertooth next turn anyway. Yep, I'll take 2. All right. We have a Thrash of Raptors for next turn, but for now it's Daggertooth and pass. As usual, if they offer the trade, I will take it, because these both only pump power. So, okay, well now they can make it fly. Thankfully they can't equip both. They can only equip the one. That's fine. It flies. I'll take 2 in the air. Yep, no blocks from me. Okay. I drew another Deeper Warrior. Well, I could play them both, or I could play the Thrasher Raptors. I think at this point... Since I can't block this guy, if I... Yeah, let's attack. They have 2 cards left in hand. I think we can stabilize and get back into this. It's a race for 2 damage. It could eventually be 3 at a time, but I'm not concerned when I'm dropping 5 power creatures right now. Plus in 2 turns, maybe more, we'll have a 6/6 trample as well. Maybe if we draw that Odipek Huntmaster, that'd be pretty sweet. We could give this guy haste as soon as he comes down. Yep, I've got nothing to say against a 2/2 flyer that you could pump twice if you want. Deal me 4? Nope, just 2. That's fine. Okay. Bonded Horncrest can attack or block alone, so it can't block here. So I'm going to attack with the Thrash of Raptors only. Yeah. And then I'll play out both Deep Root Warriors. They go to 12. Presumably they're just gonna attack with... They can equip this with both equipments if they want, but presumably at least the flying, so we can't kill it. And then we can block and kill this guy. They switch the flying equipment over. Do they equip this as well? They have 3 cards in hand now, so... Nope, they're just attacking. Okay, well, we can use one of the Deep-Root Warriors to block this guy. Leave our 3 power back. We go to 9. And then they play this and make us discard our 6/6. That's fine as well. If we draw a land, that feels bad, but otherwise I think we're fine. Okay, well, that's fine. It happens. We'll play it, and then we can't stop this guy, but if we attack all out and they don't block, we take 7, go to 2, or 8, and go to 1, and they go to 2. This is going to be a tight race. But if we attack with both of these and leave this back, we can block whatever they throw at us that isn't this flyer and gain some life in the process. And I think we'll do that instead. They have no good blocks here, which is nice. So they're just taking it all and going to 5. And we have a blocker here that will gain us 2 life unless they can somehow give this guy flying or play like a hasty flyer or kill this or something. But if they kill this, presumably it's with damage. So, all right, let's do it. Yes. Okay, I will block here. Take 5 but gain 2, so go to 6. Perfect. And they play this, and we discard a card which we don't have. Okay, yes, that's fine. Just 6. Okay. When it attacks. Okay. Well, we don't have a dino anymore. That stinks. So we can only attack for 5. They can block, trade off both. Oh, I guess they'd only have to block 1. And then they kill us? Oh, but they... Alright, so I guess we just attack with... No, I guess we have to attack with both? We still lose? We just drew a land and lose. Right? Because if they just single block anywhere, they just attack with this guy and the 5/5 and just win. But if we left somebody back on blocks, we'd still... Well, I guess we could have gone to 1, right? So, we just lose. Alright. Yeah. Technically a misplay by attacking with both, but again, we would have gone to 1. So, 1's not 0. I know 1's not 0. That's my fault. Okay, so we have the Grazing Whiptail as the only thing that can deal with a flyer. Do we have anything else? We do have Demolish. It's a terrible card. Don't get me wrong. But it's a way to get rid of the thing that makes their creature fly. And it's, of course, it's a sorcery, because this card just has to be worse. God, what do we take out for it, though? This card's so bad. It feels really bad putting it in, but the Cobbled Wings is why we lost. They put it on a 5/5, and then had creatures every turn to back it up. And of course, we only have 1 Demolish, because, again, the card is garbage. So, what do we take out for it? I don't know. I don't know that we take out anything. You can judge me if you'd like. Joe plays 41 cards. I sure do. Sometimes. Because I don't want to take out a good card to play that garbage card. Okay. This hand's not amazing, but we've seen much, much worse. So I'm going to keep it. Okay. Land. Pass. Tishana's Wayfinder is good, but waiting till turn 3 feels bad. Prying Blade? Nope. Fire Shrine Keeper. Wow, that card feels bad as well. Okay. That's fine. I guess if you get to 8 mana, you can deal 3 damage to creatures. Hey, a Grazing Whiptail. That's good to see. And we have the mana for it? Yeah, so we're fine. Okay. I'm going to take 1 damage this turn. Possibly more, I guess. Arguably. Maybe. Oh. Okay. So it's a 3/3 haste menace. Okay. I'll take 3 and go to 17. They really like their enchant creatures. Or their, buffing creatures, I guess. Alright, so let's play our Tishana's Wayfinder. Let's explore with it. We can pounce with it if we need to. If it becomes a 3/3, it sure does. Alright, I will keep this on top. And pass. They've got a 3/3 menace, which we still can't block, but we'll see what they do. They might have Lightning Strike for this again, which would kind of suck. Okay, I take 3 and go to 14. I want to draw a Deep-Root Warrior right now. Okay, they attacked. I have to discard a card. That's an interesting question. I don't want to discard the Whiptail. I don't want to discard the Unfriendly Fire. I don't want to discard Pounce or my 4th land. So I think I just discard my Brazen Buccaneers here. It sucks, because I like exploring and I like hasty creatures and stuff, but we knew we had the Thrash coming. Let's play a land. Let's attack. And then presumably when they don't block, we can just pounce later. Yeah, okay, so they don't block, but they're tapped out. So it's probably better to do this now. They're going to trade anyway, so I guess it doesn't technically matter, but yeah, I'm just going to do it now. Pounce. Oh. Yeah, wait. Yeah. We're okay. Perfect. I just want to make sure I didn't click wrong, because I didn't really want something bad to happen, but thankfully with the wording of the card, it can't. So, we pass. Had to do it while they were tapped out. Feels bad, and that's kind of a crappy turn. But we did deal 3 damage. We'll just take another 2 here. If they make us discard another card, I'll feel a little bit bad, but nope. Just this guy. When it dies, they get a treasure, which is good because they only have, well, for them, because they only have 3 lands. Guess we play no, I guess we play Thrash. Because then we can play Whiptail or Ceratops next turn and attack for 5. Question is, if they attack, will I block? I'm at 12, so I guess I should, but they're presumably just trying to get a thing, so maybe I just go to 10. Yeah, I'm going to take it. They clearly need land. I'm not going to give it to them. That's fine. What's the best thing to discard here? It might have to... See, the problem is, if I discard the Whiptail and I don't draw a land, then I'm screwed. But if I discard the Ceratops and then I draw a land, the Ceratops is a much better blocker for their board, but I can't rely on drawing a land, so I'm going to discard the Ceratops. I know that I can, no matter what I draw, I can play the Whiptail, and this will be a 5/3, and I can attack with it. They can double block. Yeah, see, that's why. All right. Well, I guess I play the second Thrash anyway. They're both 5/3s, and then I can attack with the first one. So, let's do that. Like I said, if they want to double block, that's their prerogative. Otherwise, they can go to 12. Yep. Sounds good. This time, well, if they're only attacking with this, I probably still don't block unless they play a land before combat. I just don't need to give them free lands. Yeah. If they're only attacking with that, I'm going to take 2 and go to 8. If they attack with either of these, I'll kill it, but... Nope. I'll go to 8. They're still playing stuff. That's fine. That is fine. Land? Not a land. Lightning Strike. That's a card. That is definitely a card. Okay. So, let's attack. We leave up Lightning Strike if they try to like double block and do shenanigans there. So we'll attack with everybody. 10 damage. They block. That's fine. Okay. They tapped a mana. To do what? To play Skullduggery. Okay. So I have to Lightning Strike here. That feels kind of crappy, but that's fine. Okay. Technically, they're only taking 4 from this guy. Oh, no, yeah, it's trample. So they're still taking 9. Which stinks, because Lightning Strike could have killed them. But... Oh, and now we can't play Whiptail? No, but we don't... Oh, no, but we... If they drop... Yeah, no, we lose now. They don't know that we have it, but... Or that we don't have it, but presumably they just kill us. Yeah, they got it. Damn it. Yep. Yes, I saw the line as well. You win. That's 8 damage. That's a shame. Alright, guys. Well, we didn't get any prize this time. That's good old 1 and 2. Happens often enough. I'm sure I misplayed. I'm sure that, it happens every time. So, that's fine. I'm going to view the previous deck so you guys can see it one last time. I want to thank you guys for watching. Some bad beats today, which was unfortunate, but hopefully we can come back next week and do a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, because if you were unaware, we do drafts like this every Saturday. We have pack openings, actual paper Magic, every Monday, and we do Magic story reviews every Thursday. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, thank you for watching it. When our logo pops up, you can click that to subscribe to the channel to find out when all of those videos come out. There will be some other example videos up on the screen. You can click on those to watch some. I've been Joe. This has been Geek for All. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.